he was just way too good. I feel like that's what people don't understand. It's like, it wasn't like he was like,
way too effective.
No. He was the best player in the video game. I promise you when I say that. When he was playing these online cups, he was the best player I've played against. I'm not trolling. Like, the plays he would make, no other player would ever make the plays he's making.
Yeah.
If anyone can emulate his playstyle, like, they would be the best player in the game.
That would be like
Legend
2.0 or like Legend 2.0 or something. Welcome back to another episode of the Drop Pod. Oh, I was about to burp. Episode Who Gives a Fudge? Got me. We got APG. We got the boy Renegade here as well. Formal was supposed to join us, but he bailed last minute. Don't know why. We didn't get a reason. I hope he feels better though. Got a few things to talk about. I feel like that's how I open this every single time. I'd say a little intro. Got a few things to talk about. The official pools for Salt Lake City are out. APG's got some intel. Some teams, are they prepared enough? I don't know. Might get into a yap session about that. Talk to Renegade about practice and what is it called? The
Pro League.
Talk about that a little bit. I guess we can start it off with the pools though. Riley, if you want to open the pools, we can go through those. We can talk about
I don't even know the pools on top of my head.
Okay, so let's just start off top.
Envy.
You want to start with Pool A?
Let's start with Pool A. OpTic, Envy, Unreal Nightmare. I mean, what's there to say about this? Envy, I think, obviously, OpTic. I'm gonna just, you know what? I've said the last two times, easy Pool A. But then it's never easy. It's never fucking easy. But again, I'm gonna say OpTic sweeps the pool. But at the same time, you do have Envy, and Envy's pretty good. Who'd you got? Was it TSM y'all lost to last time?
Yeah, we lost to TSM and Nemesis.
So the first event you lost to Nemesis.
And the second one we lost to TSM.
Then you lost to TSM. Envy is a good team. A lot of people kind of, I think, considered them an online team for a little bit, but I feel like that's sort of faded.
Yeah.
Not only because I think they're pretty good on LAN, but I feel like they're, and you always say this, Brad, about Envy, that they've like kind of peaked. And like at first I thought Envy would be rolling through like the complexities, the C9s, teams like that, but that has not really been the case.
Yeah.
I kind of thought Envy was going to be next up, but there's been some teams beating them. What do you think about this Envy team, John?
I mean, before like last event, I feel like they were like really online. I would always like roast them and shit.
Everyone was.
I was like, bro, these guys are not gonna be good at the tournament. And then they showed up and beat like the old SSG. And then I think they went like game 5 with TSM. Like they could have literally made it top 3 by like 1 kill. So I was like, okay, like they're actually like pretty decent.
Yeah.
I mean, we ended up playing them last tournament too, but I feel like we were kind of hitting our flow and like they weren't gonna beat us. But I think they're actually a pretty good team.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully we can get through pool play, you know? Like we've won back-to-back tourneys and haven't won a pool play, so...
or do you not want to get through pool play? I don't know.
You guys be playing well with your backs against the wall.
Yeah, I was going to say the thing is
so
like...
much stress though, dude. Like I'm just down to go for like a little winners, like round 1, like won my pool and, you know, vibe through the tourney, but you never know.
Because then it just Friday night, your sleep's fucked.
Yeah.
You're playing... I think it makes you end up playing late. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But you're playing late and then you lose and then you're like, all right, who do we play tomorrow? Shopify. And then it fucks with this. It just doesn't give you a nice 1-3-0. Go back to the hotel, get some food, a good night's sleep, and then the tourney starts.
Yeah, so it's just a little battle, like just off the rip of the tourney, like every time.
I feel like this is the best pool, like for you guys thus far throughout the year. Like. This pool I'm looking at, I'm like, all right, OpTic should be taking this again. Knock on wood 3 times. I ain't gonna jinx that. But I mean, Pool A, I think it's the easiest one to predict. I'm going OpTic sweeping this pool. OpTic, like the way that the seeds are, I think that's the way the pools are going to end up. OpTic first, Envy second, Unreal Nightmare fourth, or Unreal Nightmare third, and then the open bracket team fourth. Envy, going back to what you said. Yeah, VTH. But going back to what you said, Nick, about Envy, they've been playing pretty well. Again, they beat TSM in the most recent Pro League match. They beat them game 7. So they are the team that kind of beats all the other ones outside of the top 4 and maybe even the top 6 out, but Complexity is right there. The Complexity is probably my dark horse team for the event, but we'll talk about them later. Yeah. But going back to Envy, I don't think that they match up well with OpTic right now. I think that that's going to be a clean 3-0. I think the last time you guys played them in Pro League, if I remember correctly, it was like a 4-0 or 4-1. So Envy, they're a good team. I just think that they haven't really shown me more than they were a few months ago. Before, like going back to when you're talking about them being an online team, they had Yaxon and Piggy. They were on Luminosity, and then they got top 16 at the first event while being the 5th seed. So going into DreamHack, they were the 5th seed again, but different team, the team you see now with Envy, and they got top 6. And John said that they were a kill and a second away from getting top 3. It was literally game 5, TSM's hiding, running into PD, and Envy is chasing them. They literally won by that last 1 second, and Envy got the kill after the second was over, or after the game was over. It was literally like a millisecond. So they're right there. They can compete. They're good on land. They've debunked that narrative. So I think that they're a good team. It's just this pool is not for them, in my opinion. They're still going to make it to winners bracket, but OpTic, in my opinion, sweep this pool easy.
Right. I mean, it'd be interesting to see Unreal Nightmare do something as well. To Envy, not to us. But I look at the roster. I don't know. That's kind of like it's always these sort of names, like hey, top 60. I'm a free agent. You're a free agent. We're friends. Let's just form this team. It is. I wouldn't say it bugs me, but seeing Skeptify on that roster kind of does bug me. I mean, I don't know him personally and truly don't give a fuck, but it does kind of bug me because I feel like when Skeptify was on Cloud9, right? I thought he was the best player on the team. And like, isn't Skeptify someone that's always in like the 1s and the 2s and the money 8s and
that's my boy. Like, me and him go way back. Always play 2s and 8s. I feel like he was really good on C9 too.
He was.
I don't know what happened with that. Like, I actually never got a clear answer why he got dropped, but
the reasoning, like from what I heard through the grapevine and per sources, is that Skeptify, because I heard about them wanting to release Jay, and Jay is Skeptify for the people that are watching. They wanted to release Jay like 10 days before they actually did it. So I heard about it, but I didn't want to say anything because it was going to be for Collect too. But what I heard is that they didn't like his playstyle and they thought it was similar to Suspector, a very I playstyle. Like, and when I say I mean just playing for yourself, very selfish, not dying for your teammates, not, worried about your stats and et cetera, et cetera. You guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't think that he plays like that personally. I don't think that that's a correct narrative, but that is what I heard, that the team was thinking about Jay, thinking that he was just a little bit more of a stat and that they couldn't be or like have some success with him. But they were having success with him. They got top 6 this year at the first event. Granted, Manny was on that team. He joined TSM afterwards. Skep and Sab, in my opinion, were the best on that Cloud9 roster. They were the Slayers. They were the dynamic duo. They were the duo that was helping them have the firepower against the top teams. And this Unreal Nightmare team, they were formed, I think, the night before the qualifier or a couple nights before the qualifier. And I think it was solely to make sure that they had enough points to be in pool play or to get a pool play spot. That way they're not playing through end bracket, because this was a different team.
There's always that kind of team.
Yeah.
That like forms just to be in pool play.
Because this team before, I think it was Common, Haynes, Ezo, and Onfor. And then like the night before the qualifier, this is the team that happened, because Mortally and Skeptify were with Suspector and Super CC. And then again, the night before the qualifier, all of these AM teams, the top AM teams, changed for points, I'm assuming. So again, Unreal Nightmare, they're a great team. I just don't think that they're going to be able to like contend against Envy and OpTic. They got 4th in the qualifier too, which is a really big accomplishment.
You don't think they can compete against Envy?
No. I think it might be like a 3-1, but I don't think they have the practice or the experience as a team to beat Envy right now. That makes sense. I think that they have the skill. I think that they have, like, maybe in due time, if they were to get more reps under their belt, they would be able to compete more. But right now, I don't see them really contending with them.
Yeah, I feel like these players have always just been at the bottom of the pool play. And like they don't make upsets, but they don't really get upset. And then it's just like, boom, they got top 16 or top 12 or something like that. And then they just continue on. But to see Skeptify, like you said, he plays 2s, money 8s, random 4s, fucking. Well, I don't know if he plays 1s or not, but him being in the circle of like the 2s players and the money 8s players and just like that kind of circle, I feel like that's all like, I want to say like individually skilled players. Like just for him to be in that circle, I'm like, you gotta be pretty fucking good or like you're not gonna be in that circle. So for him to drop from where he was, which was Cloud9, and they weren't really doing that good either. I do think they're playing better now with Collect, but I don't know. Maybe a different team move could have happened, or Skeptify could have got picked up by someone else. But
I'm
really,
surprised like he didn't get on like Omit or something.
I think he was trying to.
He was trying to.
Yeah, from what I heard is that they were looking. Actually, I can probably look at my text because I have a text about Omit possibly trying, or Jay trying to get on Omit, but I don't think that they were trying to go for it. I'm pretty sure it was for Huss, and they just, Sparty and Huss, they love each other, so I don't think that Sparty's going to drop Huss, like, no, by any means necessary. So he was trying to get on Omit, and I think that, again, going back to what you said, that is the best like roster for him when he was a free agent, but I guess that they just didn't want to make any changes.
All right. Pool B. This is the what would you call it? The
Pool of death.
Pool of death. You don't think so?
I think Pool D or Pool B. I think either or. Just looking on it.
Well, Pool B, I just feel like TSM, Nemesis, and FaZe Clan, I could genuinely see any of those teams winning the pool.
Yeah.
With Pool D, Space Station's good, Complexity's good. I could see Complexity upsetting Space Station, but I can't see Omit upsetting like a Complexity or a Space Station. Maybe when it comes to a fucking tournament, I mean, you never know. You might have Sparty on fucking 120 and he's screaming and fucking getting loud, and the old Sparty comes back. And I say that as a joke. I don't know what Sparty does. I just say that because he gets wild. I fuck with Sparty heavily. But for Pool B, for me, this is the pool of death. Got TSM, Nemesis, FaZe. Before we'll talk about FaZe in a little bit of why they're the 10th seed, because you look at the roster: Lucid, Penguin, Snakebite, Trippy. These guys are top 1, top 2, top 3 every single year in Halo Infinite. How the fuck are they randomly the 10th seed? We'll talk about that in a second, but TSM. Wow, actually, who do we got? Who do y'all got winning the pool? How do you think it's going? I'm gonna say I kind of still have faith in FaZe.
I'm gonna let John go first. John, you go first.
Yeah, you go first.
I think TSM wins the pool.
Okay.
Ooh. Do you think that's a hot take?
Yeah.
Think it's a hot take?
Is it a hot take?
Yeah, I feel like FaZe is definitely like those players should win the pool.
Yeah,
like, for sure. Based off this players and names, like they should 100% win the pool. But I feel like TSM, at least when I've been like playing them, like post tourney, like they've been really hard to beat.
Like in scrims.
Yeah, I'm actually. I don't know. They did get top 3 last event. I know how those guys are. They just like they go crazy one event, next event. They just like don't care. But I feel like I have some faith in them. So,
do you think that they have kind of let their foot off the gas? Because we're going to talk about SSG and their practice schedule, but TSM, just along with SSG, they haven't been practicing like that. And in my opinion, we said this on a podcast before, but I don't think that they have afforded themselves that luxury of taking that long of a break, even though they did get top 3 last event. But once they get to the top 3, they're never really making a run for the finals. You know what I'm saying? Like they're never really going crazy on Sunday. They're a crazy Saturday team or even Friday. But when it gets to Sunday, they're not the same team in my opinion. They're still a top roster. Don't get me wrong. They're still all incredible players, but they do not showcase the same type of teamwork or skill on Sunday as they do the rest of the tournament. So I think that they have, like, from what I've seen, TSM has been losing Pro League matches. I haven't seen them scrim too much. I've seen you guys scrim them a couple times.
Who have they lost to?
They lost to Complexity, I think, recently.
Yeah,
and they also lost to Envy Game 7. Like that was the most recent one. But they also haven't won a Pro League match, period. I think them, SSG, and Omit are the 3 Pro League teams that haven't won a series at all. So they haven't been doing that great. And then that's just me talking about TSM. But going down to Nemesis, I don't know if Nemesis is going to get a pre-land going into this event, and I'm very surprised.
I think they are.
They are.
Yeah, because I think we're scrimming them like before this event.
Okay, that's good then. That's
so
good.
They'll be in America, I'm pretty sure.
Because that, in my opinion, changes my whole perception about their team and how they're going to perform at the event. Because they didn't have one before DreamHack. They were still playing well at DreamHack, but not to the same standard as the Arlington Major. But since they're going to get some practice in NA, that's going to help them a lot. I think ZT is also going to get some practice in NA, but we'll talk about them later. But Nemesis is they're my I guess dark horse team of this pool. I think that they don't match up too well against FaZe. Now, previously, when we watched them against the old FaZe, they would get like 3-1 or 3-0'd. I think that was either at the Arlington Major or the DreamHack event. But going down to FaZe, I think FaZe, in my opinion, takes this pool. Granted, they are 10th seed, but I don't think that's a real 10th seed. But I think FaZe takes this pool. They've still been performing very well in scrims. We haven't seen them play in the cup yet because they skipped out on the qualifier. And the previous cups, they were getting upset in every single one. And even before those, they were doing well in scrims, but they just could never translate that performance into actual tournament matches. So I still think FaZe take this pool. They have a target on their back. They have a chip on their shoulder.
They have a target on their back.
Like even like TSM and Nemesis, they're going to be looking at FaZe like, oh, you wanted to come into our pool. You think that like we're going to be easy. You think that this is going to be an easy win. Like they're going to be going hard.
And I feel like pool play is where TSM like will randomly make some shit happen.
Yeah, same
they'll go
Nemesis.
crazy on a Friday, have a I don't want to say easy match on Saturday, but then like that sets them up for like a top 3 performance or something.
Yeah,
I feel like Nemesis gets second, like no matter what, though. In my opinion.
You think?
I have a weird feeling. Like, I feel like
then
Nemesis,
who's getting third?
I could
I
see
feel like Nemesis gets second, like, and FaZe or TSM either get 1 or 3rd.
I think so too. I feel like FaZe and TSM, they're not going to get second either. I feel like it's either 1st or 3rd. I can see TSM getting 3rd because they did get 3rd at the first event, even though it was a different team. They did get 3rd and they did get top 12 before they made the move for Manny in place of Cherish. But
I could honestly see it as well. I could see, with hearing about, I don't know how TSM scrims are going. I think you said you scrimmed them though, and they were playing pretty good.
Honestly, I've not been paying attention to Pro League all that much. So this Brad saying they're 0-2 actually changed my entire perspective.
The league matches.
When I played them in scrims, they were actually like going crazy. I was like, okay, wait.
I think they're 0-3.
Yeah, 0-3. Yeah, that's horrible. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a shocking thing because they're the 2nd seed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got bumped up from 3rd, but they are literally the number 2 seed. It doesn't feel
like they should be there.
Yeah, it doesn't, because nobody's really talking about them as if they are a 2nd seed because they weren't playing in the Open Cups. They were signed up for one, but they did the same thing as FaZe, not for the same reason, I'm assuming, but they signed up for an Open Cup, and then when we were watch partying it, we just saw that they forfeited and they weren't going to play the losers matches either. So they haven't been practicing like that. I think that leading up into the event these next 2 weeks, they're going to be going hard, just knowing them. But I still don't think that they're going to be fully prepared as much as the likes of FaZe or Nemesis, since they're going to get an NA boot camp.
Yeah, I think TSM would hear what we're saying and they would be like, all right, you'll fucking see. Yeah. But I mean, I don't see TSM as a 2nd place team or a 2nd seeded team. I can see them, but then it's like, who do I put there? I honestly kind of feel like there's OpTic and Shopify, and then there's TSM, SSG, Complexity, FaZe, Cloud9, Nemesis, Envy.
Yeah.
Like, I almost feel like they're now the circle. Like, it used to be like OpTic, Shopify, then SSG and FaZe, and then the other teams. But I almost feel like everyone besides OpTic and Shopify, the next 8 teams or whatever, besides probably Unreal Nightmare, I wouldn't throw them in that circle, but any of those teams, Cloud9, Complexity, Nemesis, FaZe, Envy, SSG, like I don't know who's gonna beat anyone. TSM, like I kind of put them all sort of into the same group, and maybe that's a little disrespectful, at least maybe right now to Space Station and maybe a little bit to FaZe, but we'll talk about Space Station here soon and why I might think that and APG might think that as well, because he put something in my head which has me thinking now. But as far as for Pool B, I'm going to say, I'm not going to say Nemesis is winning, but I do kind of see, I'm going to say FaZe wins, Nemesis 2nd, TSM 10th. or third. But yeah, I think pool B, I might have to say FaZe taking it. Yeah. But also, I could see Nemesis just causing an upset. The FaZe, let's not forget, FaZe chose this fucking pool.
Yeah.
As I think you mentioned, FaZe chose this pool. They chose the.
Wait, so is that confirmed though?
They chose the forfeit.
Yeah.
It was basically
is that even legal.
It was confirmed by.
Is that actually legal to sit there and say like, I'm gonna forfeit so I can get a certain seed?
Well, it's just you can't. I mean, there's nothing you can prove unless they like come out and say, yeah, we did that shit. Like, what if someone was just like, no, he has the flu, so we're just gonna let him rest as long as we have a pool play spot?
But is that what they're saying?
Well, it's a loophole. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't. Here
we go. This clip.
I don't even know what he's like saying.
Here, watch this. Watch this.
Oh, you've seen this?
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, you didn't really say anything.
I still can't decipher what he's like trying to
I can tell you. I think I know after this. I'll tell you after.
Layer of competition and what people in Halo do.
He was like, let me choose my words very wisely.
Whatever is in their best interest or advantages or whatever. You are delusional.
He was kind of saying like, if you don't think other teams, if you don't think other teams are doing something like this too,
he
then
just sounds like a politician.
We're happy with the pool B. You get a weekend off.
That's how he looked at it. I mean, that's the moral of the story is they are happy with.
So he kind of is like in a sense admitting that he did do it.
Yeah.
They're by saying like other people would have did the same thing and they're same position.
Well, there is a who is it? Native White apparently before Salt Lake City. Last year, or no, 2023, they were playing, and then I think one of them had like an appointment or something, and they forfeited their next match or next two matches, and then they already qualified just through points, so they didn't finish out the tournament. But it is a loophole. Technically, it is legal, but I do think that HCS might change something going forward, so this doesn't happen again. And going back to what you guys were saying about how do you prove it, the way that they're saying. They wanted a day off, you know, they don't have to technically play. They're going to qualify regardless. They're not going to outright just say, all right, we're not going to play because we want a better pool. You feel me? But
didn't he kind of just say that?
He said we'll be happy with pool B and we get a weekend off. That's really it's what it comes down to.
He was also, I think, like looking back at it, and hearing him, I think he's basically saying that other people have done stuff that is against.
Which I would want to know what he's talking about.
I think he's talking about chance. I think he's talking about people playing with chance in the qualifiers and cups to get points, and knowing he had that stigma around him of being a cheater. Yeah, so I think he's like
people will do what they need to do to get themselves in the best position possible.
So I think he's alluding to that, or just
scare catching shade randomly.
Like looking back on it, because I was thinking like, about it
on a deep level, fucking coded. Like only APG would think of that.
Well, I was thinking
decode the shit.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, he's obviously saying like other people are doing some shady shit too, and you guys like basically saying we're not doing anything that's on the level of what other people have done. And I'm assuming he's just talking about Chance and people playing with him throughout the years, and then obviously Chance getting banned for 100 years, coming out later on. Like
banned for 100 years.
Yeah, like that. That's my only assumption about what he's talking about. But I think that HCS is going to like mandate it that you have to actually play because
what if someone genuinely was like, I'm puking, throwing up. Like, there's no way I can play. Like, I might have to go to the hospital.
Yes, that's a different
story. But you could just completely lie.
It would be like school when you need a doctor's note.
I guess maybe they could force something like that. But then it's like, oh, you're gonna make me go. Then I guess maybe they do want to make it that serious to where it's like, if you really can't play, or they just say take a fucking baseball bat to their router and it's like, I can't play. Internet's not working. The internet guy can't be here till then or till this time. And there's plenty of excuses that they can make. But I mean, regardless of the excuses, whatever. His point was they'd be happy with Pool B. They were scrimming all week, doing matches all week. If they can get a weekend off and still be happy with their pool, then sure, why not? What the hell was that?
Wait, there's an actual
Halo
article
Pro
on this?
Monstr receives a 100-year ban for allegedly cheating. See, here's the thing. Before we even talk about this, the day might come where I fly Skur out whenever he's ready, and I'm gonna do a sit down fly cast, like a few hour episode of like I'm talking like I've said this before, but like a dark room, just like one beaming light over Skur's head. Or it's like the camera's on him and you can just see an outline, and I don't even put his name. I title it like the most, I don't know, something cheater of the longest ban in esports history.
That's
and they
perfect.
click and it's just an outline of Skur, and then the camera changes, I sit down, pans back to him, it's still dark, and then just boom, he lights up, and then we just start. I've already like fucking imagined it and shit.
That'd actually be hard.
Because I'm on team Skur didn't ban or Skur didn't cheat.
He's back. He's back too. He's back.
See, but then listen,
That guy
I
was
get
cheating
it.
his ass off.
I
It's
get it.
fine.
I get it. But then I'll see proof like this, and I'm
He's
just like,
cheating
bro,
his
that
ass
is
off,
not
bro.
good clips.
These clips
Was he?
weren't the
I don't
best.
know. He swears
He was just way too good. I feel like that's what people don't understand. It's like it wasn't like he was like,
way too effective.
No. He was the best player in the video game. I promise you when I say that. When he was playing these online cups, he was the best player I've played against. I'm not trolling. Like the plays he would make, no other player would ever make the plays he's making.
Yeah,
On a
on some
regular
like
basis.
effective shit.
Yeah,
like he was
like,
super.
maybe he wasn't dropping-
objective wise and
Yeah,
shit.
maybe he wasn't dropping like a 1.3, but he was like, he made sure that all players were looking at him. Like all 4 players had to be aware of Monstr. He's pulling the flag while he's doing that. He's finessing 3 people, throwing 2 grenades. I'm like, dude, this guy, like, if anyone can emulate his playstyle, like they would be the best player in the game.
That would
His
be,
playstyle
it'd
was
be
very
like
different.
Legend 2.0 or like Legend 2.0 or something.
He would like
That's how he was playing.
He would break the map and he would enable you, because we played with him when I was on native. We played with him in one of the cups and we got third. Like we were getting top 12 and top 8, and the rest of them we played with Chance, we got third. And I honestly, truthfully, I don't think that he was cheating when we played with him, because I can tell by his comms and everything. But the way that he's playing the game, he's playing it right. But he was never able to do that in actual tournament matches or LAN matches more specifically. And he still to this day, he dies on the hill that he says that he doesn't cheat, but he also says that he doesn't get performance anxiety. And that is what I think that is if he doesn't cheat, he should honestly just be like, yeah, I have performance anxiety, I get nervous.
He does, bro. He doesn't know how to talk. He doesn't know how to defend himself. He's a nerd. But like, I don't know. I've been one of his good friends for a decade now. And like I've even told him in text, I'm like, bro, just tell me if you were. Like, I'm not gonna tell anyone. He's like, bro, I swear to God, I was not cheating in Halo Infinite. Or that was his thing, was I never cheated in Halo Infinite.
This is my thing, and I'll say this and then we can move on, because I don't want to get us caught up on it too long. But on New Year's Eve, he was on his friend's account. You might know him, Ritual. And he was playing on that account, and I played against that account. And I was like, well, this guy is just way too good. He's hitting every shot. I was like, he has to be cheating. And I'm like, I know who this is. And then I found out later that, he wasn't admitting to people that he was on the account, but he admitted it to one other person. I think it was Huss. And he said to Huss, like, yeah, don't tell people this is me. I want to piss people off in matchmaking. I want to get them angry or something like that. And that, in my opinion, I'm like, well, why would you want to do that? Like you said, we're his friends. We've been his friends for years, decades, honestly, at this point.
On his revenge tour on a different account.
Yeah, like even at that point, he could just literally message me the same way you asked him to message you, and just be like, yo, it's me. Like, just don't tell anybody. I'm not cheating. Just like, it's not that big of a deal. But he still stood on that hill and was like, it's not me. I'm not cheating. And then it came out that account that he was playing on got banned for 100 years, along with all the other accounts that he's playing on.
Well, it's because he's playing on his computer.
Yes.
And apparently there's something, I'm not going to say names, but someone from 343 said something, they can't prove he cheated on Halo Infinite, but there was a software on his computer that
Like
people use for cheating.
Yeah.
Not even just specific, like he could be cheating on Valorant.
Yeah.
But he gets off Valorant, gets on Halo, and then the Halo anti-cheat finds it or something like that.
It's like something in his PC.
Technically, they can't prove he was cheating on Halo Infinite, but apparently he had something on his PC, which he's had his PC forever, and there's been, I don't know.
Apparently there's something that triggers the anti-cheat, and that's why he just continuously gets banned on new accounts. But he's back playing MM streaming and everything on a different account, so we'll see.
All right, back to the pools. What's going on here? I saw that and I was like, wait, that's Merc?
That's Merc.
That was Merc, what, last year?
He's just grown up so much in a year.
It is kind of crazy.
He's taking pics with
that dude's life changed in like 4 months. He was just completely.
He was definitely listening to YB when he took that picture. See the smirk on his face.
The subs, his salary, the money, the worlds. Like, damn, good for him. Yeah. Go back to the pools play page. Still got a little bit to go with that. Sort of, I feel like we're dragging it out a little bit, but where were we? Yeah, I'm gonna go FaZe, Nemesis, then TSM. I still kind of believe FaZe. They might have a target on their back. The karma might come back to bite them in the ass for them to just forfeiting to try to get in the easiest pool. I will say Snakebite did come out and said he had no idea. He just knew they didn't have to play and they would still be in pool play. So Snakebite said he didn't know. There wasn't a specific pool he was trying to get, but I know the rest of the team was like, yo, if we don't play, we'll be in pool B. Yo, Peach, we're not going to play this weekend. And Peach was probably just like, all right, cool. Like, I actually do believe Snakebite when he says like he didn't know and he said he didn't care what pool he was in because it's Halo Infinite. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to make a run on Saturday. But so I do believe Snakebite, but I think the rest of them knew, like, yo, if we don't play, we get Pool B. So Pool B, TSM and Nemesis, they know that there's going to be a target on your back for FaZe Clan, and maybe a little karma might work its magic, or maybe FaZe is just going to prove that they are still one of the better teams. All right, next we got Pool C, Shopify Rebellion, Cloud9, Zero Tenacity. It's just gonna. Unless Cloud9 gets upset by Zero Tenacity, I don't see Cloud9 doing a Shopify upset. And Zero Tenacity, maybe they could upset Cloud9. I don't really know. Cloud9's been looking something decent lately. So I'm not sure. Like Cloud9's been beating the Envies, I think. Yeah, and since they picked up Collect, I feel like they have improved. Boo Boo Doo Boo's been stepping it up. Or as Ashids would say, Boo Boo Poo Poo. And ever since then, man, Boo Boo's been stepping it up, which I like to see, man. Boo Boo's one of my favorite people, one of my favorite players. So it's always fun seeing him do well. But I don't know. What do you guys think about this pool? Obviously, I got Shopify winning. I just got Shopify Cloud9.
Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty clean cut pool. I don't really see anything crazy happening. I don't see Shopify ever really getting upset in pool play.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think that the way the seeds are, just like pool A, it's just going to be the same exact thing. Shopify first. I think they're going to win this pool without dropping a game, in my opinion. I think Cloud9 might take one, but Shopify first, Cloud9 second, ZT third. ZT was looking really good after they got Bastos. So since the last event, Jimbo has turned into a content creator for ZT, but he is playing on Ascending Baseline EU, the third ranked EU team.
He's still playing?
Yeah, he turned into a content creator, and then this is actually what happened.
Give it up, huh?
I found this out last night. So he turned into a content creator. Since he was on the ZT roster, they picked up Bastos from the third place EU team, and then on the third place EU team, they picked up Shock. Shock, since he's in EU. Shock was their fourth, and then Shock told me that
Shock?
Yeah.
Shock?
Yeah.
Shitty Shock?
Yeah, he was Alex Shock. Yeah, he was
Alex Shock?
because he's stationed in EU, so he was going to be able to play in that region.
Is he an A player over there?
What do you mean A? Like good?
Like, because over here he's like D.
I would say, well, this is the thing. He was on the roster, and he
moves over there. Suddenly he's picked up on teams.
But he was oversleeping like one of the cups, and that is grounds for basically termination. So he overslept one of the cups, and then they picked up Jimbo. So Jimbo's basically on leave from ZT.
Shock went over to EU, got picked up, and then dropped.
Yes. So he's just basically.
I'm not surprised.
And he was like, yeah, he's like, yeah, it's on me. Like it was pretty bad. So they were looking really good when they picked up, like going back to ZT, they looked really good. They picked up Bastos for Jimbo. The first EU Open Cups, similar to how they have the HCS NA Cups that we watch party, they have them for EU and other regions too. ZT beat Nemesis like twice in the first one, like in winners and in the final. So they won the EU Open Cup, the very first one, and that's the first one I think that they have won. And then since then, they have just gone back to what it was previously. Nemesis has won every single one since then. Nemesis is beating them in scrims. Nemesis is basically looking like the number one EU team by far. So it was looking like DT was starting to be on an upward trajectory, looking like they were going to make some upsets, but I think that they're still back to being like a top 12-ish team. They could make an upset, I think, for top 8, depending on who they play, but I think maybe if they play an Omit, but I don't think I can see them beating like a Cloud9 or a Complexity right now, because all these other rosters, they have really, really stepped it up. So ZT, unfortunately, they're still going to be third place in this pool, but Cloud9, they've stepped it up heavily. Again, they lost to Omit in the Pro, or to make the Pro League, so they haven't been in the Pro League at all. But that kind of lit a fire underneath them, and they have been doing great in scrims. They got second in the qualifier to Complexity, so that's why they are the 6th seed. So Cloud9, they definitely have they got to make a name for themselves this event. People have been talking about them. Again, going back to what you said about Boo Boo and Ashes, Abusi, we were talking about him, how he hasn't really been living up to the hype. Collect just got picked up, but he was picked up for Skeptify, and then people were obviously talking about, was that going to be the right roster change?
Collect's been playing great.
Yeah, he's been playing great. So along with Sab too, Collect and Sab have been like the dynamic duo now on that roster. So Cloud9, they're going to be the second place team in this pool, but still I think they can make a run in bracket play.
Yeah. I think we all just kind of agree. Pool C, it's just...
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
Pretty standard pool there. Pool D, we got Space Station, Complexity, and Omit. My sleeper pick, I don't even know if it's much of a sleeper, but I feel like Complexity is like sort of found something with this team to where like they know how each other play. They know how they want to play. They've seemed very consistent. I don't know how their scrims go, but during Open Cups and stuff, they're always doing very well. Yeah, as far as scrims, I don't know how it's going, but every time I see Complexity playing in a tournament or some kind of, a big match for them to win, even though the top 4 teams aren't in it, Complexity seems to be that top team. They seem to probably legit be the 5th best team, at least what they've shown as of late. And so I could see them making an upset to SSG. Omit, I don't believe in the Omit team. I don't know, just something about, I haven't seen anything from them. Maybe I've missed something. Maybe they've done good in scrims. Brad, you can probably answer any of that, but I just don't really see much from Omit. So I'm going to just assume they're going to be at the 3rd spot. And then Complexity and Space Station, that's what's going to get interesting. I'm going to say Space Station's going to win, but I wouldn't be too surprised if some weird little upset happens, because I feel like SSG has lost in pool play before. I don't know if it was specifically with this roster, but I wouldn't be surprised to see an upset.
Well, how about this? This is probably a hot take. Do you think with the way that SSG has been practicing or playing and the way Complexity has been playing, do you think it's an upset if Complexity beat SSG?
What do you think?
Yeah, it's 100% upset.
Yeah,
because I think that like SSG, they're going to be probably one of the teams that gets the biggest land buff. I don't see any players on that roster really taking online super serious, just from looking at their previous history. Excuse me, but Complexity, they are looking like the one roster that's going to be able to take down the top, like somebody in the top 4. We were looking at TSM like that before DreamHack, and they did get into the top 4. But I think Complexity, their practice has been great. They've been doing well in Pro League. I think that the last time they played SSG or in a scrim, I could be wrong about this, or in Pro League, that they beat SSG. But since they picked up Ryan and King Nick's been looking great. They honestly have just been looking like a great team. Like they have great teamwork. They make great plays. We were talking about them previously, like the Complexity roster before, because they were getting top 12. They had Sparty and Precision, but things just weren't working. They got this new duo along with Cherished and Mental, and they've been looking like a top 4 roster. So I'm really excited to see how Complexity does in this event. They got They got first in the qualifier too, so that's why they are the 5th seed. But going back to Space Station, they have not been looking too great. They were looking like when the team changes happened at first, Space Station and FaZe. Space Station was looking like they got the better end of the deal because FaZe just was getting upset. They weren't looking good in scrims. Like it was looking like they were still having the same issues as the previous SSG roster. But now, going forward a few weeks, SSG, they haven't been practicing like that. They started to get more on their shit. They they were practicing like every 3 days. If you look at their Halo data hive, they literally were practicing like it would be the 11th, and then the next practice would be like on the 14th or 15th, and then et cetera, et cetera. So it would just be every 3 days. It wouldn't be really any consistency, but
that's not good.
yeah, I think that they're a roster that they need to practice because, you know, they can't just expect it. Even though it's year 4, everybody should know how to play. I think they still need some reps under their belt because of these other teams that are going to be looking at them. Like SSG's got a target on their back too. All that drama that happened since DreamHack, like they got a target on their back. Stellar was saying that him and Eco are the only ones to beat OpTic. And then they played OpTic in the Pro League most recently, and it was a fast match. Like it was the fastest 4-0.
OpTic destroyed them,
bro. It was the fastest 4-0 in the Pro League that I've seen thus far. Like it was 55.
Pretty bad.
Tool said that it was 55 minutes from the start of the broadcast, like them talking, the production and everything, to the end of the series. So in between matches, they're loading up the maps, everything. It was 55 minutes for a 4-game series, and it was not close at all. Like it was looking like OpTic was in a whole other tier, which I do believe is the truth too. But SSG, the players on this roster or on that roster, they should be able to take like one game at the very least. But Falcated was playing great. I got to give him his flowers. Falcated was looking like the best player on SSG, but the rest of them, it just didn't look like they had this like skill set to be competing with OpTic. Even though they do, it just didn't look like it when they were playing in the Pro League. So SSG is still like a question mark in my mind. And like right now, I think FaZe, like when you compare the two, FaZe has been looking better than SSG, but they still are the 4th seed for a reason. They didn't have to play in the qualifier because they were beating FaZe and these other teams in the Open Cups, so they had more points before the qualifier. So that's how they retained the 4th seed. But they just, I haven't seen too much from them. They don't stream their scrims. Like I said, they haven't been doing well in Pro League. They're 0-3 along with Omit and TSM.
That's crazy, actually.
Yeah. So they like their preparation hasn't been looking too good for this event. So that's the reason why I say that they're still a question mark. I know that they still are an incredible team, incredible players. Like they have what it takes to be contending for championships. But right now, I don't know what's going on in their camp or why they haven't been grinding or putting their heads down and grinding, especially since all that stuff that transpired after DreamHack. I think they definitely need to just kind of like go back in the lab and just start to make a name for themselves. But going down to Omit, and I agree with you, Nick, I don't really see too much from this Omit roster. They beat Cloud9 to make the Pro League, but since then they've just been regressing or just kind of stagnant while other teams are progressing.
Well, I feel like they've just been average. They upset Cloud9 to get in the Pro League. Average.
Yeah, TJ has been playing great in my opinion. TJ and Sparty, they've been playing the best on that roster. Huss has been stepping it up too. Breaking Shot, very, very lackluster. He needs to be like the. Why are you laughing like that?
I don't know.
He was like one of the biggest slayers on Gen G.
I was gonna say, I thought like he was like the skilled one.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting him to be. I'm expecting him to be going off, like dropping the +10s, dropping the 1.2s and whatnot. But I have not seen that from him. That I've been seeing that from TJ and Spartan, but I have not been seeing that from Breaking Shot. And they just recently played Cloud9, the team that they beat to make it into the Pro League, and they got beat 13-2 in a scrim. So
that's bad.
They just haven't been looking like a top roster. And I think that after this event, not even depending on what this team gets, I think after this event, if any of them get another offer, they're going to go take that. So they might just be looking at this team right now as a stepping stone just until they get another offer or something else better comes about. But I think that Complexity, in my opinion, win this pool. SSG, that might be a hot take. That might be a hot take.
That's definitely a hot take.
But I mean,
Nico, you hear that?
But as we got to think about it too, Complexity, the old Complexity, they went to Game 5 at DreamHack with SSG. Remember that play that Cherish made Pink 2 when he flew out?
Yeah.
It was a close Game 5 until like one little scenario, and then SSG just ran away with it. So I think that that series is going to come down to Game 1. Whoever wins that Game 1, that's going to dictate who's going to play better in that series. Because if Complexity wins that Game 1, then I think that they can win that series 3-1. But if Space Station wins that Game 1, I think they could take it 3-0. But I think that SSG, like I said, they're going to get the biggest land buff out of any of these teams. But I still think Complexity, their preparation and how like their preparation, their confidence, how they've been playing as a team and individuals, I think right now they're a better team than Space Station. So I'm going Complexity first, Space Station second, and then Omit third.
Damn.
Thoughts on Pool D? I want you to top everything APG just said. Just fucking
I feel like
yap more.
I feel like SSG, like I've teamed Eco and Seller, and I've been in situations where like online we're getting ran and like it's not looking good.
With
but
them,
I feel like
when you
those
start
players,
losing, does it kind of feel like you start trying less and you just sort of accept defeat?
I feel like those
and
two
you laugh at it.
A little bit. I feel like those two just get a super land buff. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I feel like out of any teams, any players in the game, maybe outside of our team, like those two players in particular get the biggest land buff.
I agree.
So it's always hard for me to count them out, but it is pool play. You know, like I could definitely see like them just getting upset in pool play, and then like maybe in the bracket they're like taking it more serious. But I don't know. I still have some faith in them. I don't know if Complexity has what it takes. Like, I guess it kind of depends how the series like goes. Like, if it's like a 3-1, I can see Complexity winning. But like a game 5, like I don't know. I don't see Complexity. I don't know. I just haven't seen it. Like, I would have to see Complexity in these situations come land to like have any like I don't know, have any confidence in them to like win these situations against like a top 4 team caliber.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's like we have, and maybe they haven't had a chance to prove it, but I feel like with Complexity, we have sort of talked about them as that team that could make an upset like this, but just haven't seen it yet. And then we might go to the event, and SSG just wins 3-0, 3-1, and then that just shuts down the entire talk. But I mean, I don't know, with SSG, Brad saying they're not practicing as much. I feel like Complexity is sort of hitting their peak. If there's a chance to fucking do it, it's right now. But at the same time, I could also see SSG coming out. Just even map 1, whatever map 1 is, Space Station comes out, 4 dead, Complexity's backs against the wall, and SSG just slowly takes them out, and Complexity's just like backs against the wall the entire time.
If Complexity wins that series, I think it's a 3-1 or 3-0.
If Complexity starts off hot, then I could see if they win like a massive game 1, go into game 2, get up by like 9 kills in the Slayer or something. I'm like, okay, Complexity might take this fucking series. Yeah. But if it starts, I don't know. For me, it just might be who starts off more hot.
I think,
but I think I'm still gonna go with SSG.
I go like what John said about if this like those two teams go to game 5, I'm taking SSG. Like I think if they're in that scenario, game 5, it backs against the wall, I see SSG just having that ice and that resilience just because of who's on that roster, and they're going to get that land buff. But going back to talking about them in their practice, they do not scrim FaZe and they do not scrim OpTic. So they do not scrim 2 of the top teams that are going to get them the best practice. So their main practice is coming from against Shopify, Envy, and TSM or Complexities, because they do not scrim like the top rosters outside of Shopify. So that I do think hinders them. I think that's just, they're not going to play FaZe just because of obviously personal differences. And I think that they don't play OpTic obviously because of personal differences too. So that has, in my opinion, influenced like my thoughts about them and their performance or their preparation.
Why does SSG not scrim OpTic? You don't have to answer. But
they weren't playing them.
Those guys haven't scrimmed me since I've left them, to be honest. So
okay.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but anything to do with it.
I also think they're the type of team they'll play you guys. Y'all will go hard as fuck.
Yeah.
And try you guys will go into that wanting to like 14-0 them. And they know that. And they aren't confident in their skills to stop that. So I just think they're like, let's not scrim fucking OpTic.
The old SSG was...
What's it going to even do for us?
They were playing OpTic a couple times, and then what you were saying did happen, and then they stopped. But the new SSG, I don't think I've seen them play you guys at all, and I haven't seen them play FaZe at all. So that they're not getting the best practice, but they're just, in my opinion, I think they're just counting on them to just like get good build good habits, build good tendencies and scrims, and then turn up at the event. But that I don't think in this year, and also with how they have been practicing or how they've been playing at the event, I don't think that they've afforded themselves that luxury of just picking and choosing who they want to practice. They need to just play the best teams to improve.
Yeah, well, it should be an interesting event. So did we disagree on anything? I said OpTic Pool A. I said FaZe Pool B.
I said TSM.
You said TSM. Brad, who do you got Pool B?
FaZe.
Okay. Shopify, Pool C, and then Pool D. I think I got Space Station.
Yeah, I think Space Station clutches.
You got Complexity?
Yeah, I'm gonna go hot take on Complexity.
Okay.
But I will say, I'll preface this. I do think I think that series goes down to comes down to game one. Whoever comes out hot in that game one. Also, I don't know what the schedule is. Like if they're gonna get a series underneath their belt first, if one of them's gonna play Omit first, or one of them's just gonna play Complexity first. Like depending on how that goes, if they get a warm up series under their belt, that influences the outcome of that series too. But I think that if SSG wins game one, SSG will win that series 3-0. But if Complexity wins game one, I think that Complexity wins 3-1.
All right.
Okay.
Could you go back to the topics real quick? That took a fucking while. We'll do one or two more things. Renegade, how's practice going? How has leading up? You're going for your third event win in a row. Is there any difference? Does there feel like more pressure? Does it feel like less pressure? Do you feel like you're going even harder because you want the three-peat? Or is it just like you do what you know how to do and hopefully that brings another win?
I feel like practice.
Like, have y'all been playing?
I don't want people like when I say this to like get discouraged by us or anything. But I feel like our practice has been pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
But why I say that is I think it's really good for a team like us who's won back to back to have bad days in practice. So we're like, oh, we need to lock in. You know, like this event's coming up right like around the corner. We need to lock in. So I think we had like a really bad scrim against Shopify a couple days ago, and I think that like woke us up a little bit. We're like, oh, like this event's coming up soon. Like if we're not on our like, P's and Q's, like we're not gonna like look as good as we've been looking.
Right.
So I think since then we've been pretty good with practice. Like we've been dominating pretty much every team we've been playing. So
you play them again today, don't you?
Yeah, we played them again today, and I think it's gonna be different compared to the last week. So yeah, I'm really confident that we're gonna win this event.
Nice. Do you feel more? Is the three-peat in your head at all, or is it just like this is just?
I haven't three-peated in this game yet.
Really?
So I've won 2 tournaments back to back, and I've lost the third one every time. So
what is Bound and Legend on?
6P or something.
I think
6P.
6 or 7.
If they win, this is the fucking 6.
Yeah. If they win, it's the 7th. I think.
No, it's a 6.
Oh, it's a 6. Okay.
Yeah. They're on a 5P.
7th would be insane, but the Salt Lake City event's coming up. It's gonna be, I think, what is it, like the 30th to the. What are the dates?
The 1st through the 3rd, honestly, but we're flying out probably the 30th.
1st through the 3rd. Me and APG are flying out on the 30th. We're going to be watch partying at the event. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm also doing an Elden Ring stream marathon starting. I don't know when this pod's going to go up. I'm assuming this pod will go up either today. We're recording it on a Monday. It's either going to go up today or it's going to go up tomorrow. So I think. So after you see this, just know on Wednesday, my Elden Ring marathon starts. And of course, it's been a year in the making. We were waiting almost, not really for the perfect time, but like just wanting to do it right. I'm doing it with Hitch and Atlas, and there's help set me up. We got a whole Airbnb, renting it for a week. It's going to be fun. We're going to have different cameras, setups, a little fun challenge, whatever. And then, of course, I'm laying in bed yesterday. Hitch sends me a link, and it's just FaZe Renato, Elden Ring stream, all white room marathon. And I'm like, starting tomorrow. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, no one's done an Elden Ring marathon since. It's been kind of dead. No one's talking. And I was like, I'm going to be the guy to bring it back, and like, hopefully it pops off. So I don't know if him doing it will kind of like hurt my stream, or maybe it'll help. Actually, he's going to be fucking live 24/7.
You will too.
Or maybe it'll get people. Yeah, but I was going to think maybe if he like gets off, then they'll come to my stream. But if he's streaming 24/7, maybe, I don't know, he might get the whole Elden Ring fucking viewership behind it. Or maybe it'll bring more random people to the Elden Ring stream channel, whatever, on Twitch, and then maybe they'll see me under him.
I think it would be like that, to be honest, because like in that game, like there's times where you're not doing anything. So
Right.
like if you
So
fight
they
the
might
bosses
click. Yeah.
when he's not fighting the bosses and just go back and forth,
Right,
like
right.
it actually could be pretty decent.
So yeah, maybe it could help, maybe not. I don't know. I don't care. Well, I do care, but the promise had to be kept from the last race to Prestige. I promise I'd do an Elden Ring stream. So no matter how it goes, we're gonna have a fun time. It's gonna be fun. Pull up, show some love, show some support, man. It's a 24/7 marathon.
You bringing Chewy?
Gonna be bringing my dog there. Hopefully he doesn't like fuck shit up or like, because sometimes he'll just like sit at my feet the whole time. But if I'm raging, screaming, yelling, but the place does have a backyard, so I think that'll be pretty good for him.
I'll come.
Come through,
keep him
hang
company.
out. There's guest rooms, spend the night, bring some Pine Park, man. Fuck it. We can set up we can do like an IRL stream in the background. I think there's like a fire pit. So we can hang out, man. I'd love to get off the game because I'm gonna be playing so fucking much.
So I have 2 questions. So you're starting Wednesday, and you can't leave the B&B until you complete it.
Right.
So what happens if you don't complete it by next Wednesday?
We already thought about it. And obviously I'm not skipping the event, but I should be able to beat the game in a week.
I think you'll be good. Have you ever played a game that's
no.
like that? That's not.
I
That's
have
question.
no idea what I'm getting myself into.
I mean, that's what's gonna make it fun. Like you'll
Yeah.
have the chat like telling you what to do. Like
Right.
chat loves just like trying to like being a strategy guy. Do you remember the strategy guys from back in the day?
Yeah.
That's what chat's gonna be for you. So you're gonna have the sub goals, the donation like incentives and everything. It's gonna be a banger stream. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna be in there nonstop.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. John said he's tried playing before, but it just you said it pissed you off and you just stopped playing.
Yeah.
You didn't beat the game.
Nah, it'd be like 4 bosses, and then I'm just like, dude, fuck this. Yeah, I'm not dealing with this shit.
Well, I'm not gonna have a choice. I'm gonna have to keep going. Was there one more thing? Oh, what is it? EWC. EWC is also going on this weekend. Starts Thursday.
Oh, really?
So we didn't really. I don't know if we planned it at the worst time or the best time. Because like people are also going to be watching these matches, but also maybe after these matches, people come hang out my stream and talk to me and shit. I don't fucking know.
The time zone. I don't know when they're gonna be live, but the time zone for EWC is really weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna be maybe when Seth and Zinni go home or stream, and I'm gonna be begging them for raids or something. But I don't know. It'll be fun. So come check out the stream. Support the boys this weekend as well. It'd be dope to see them win again, but I think that's going to do it for us on the Halo pod. Shout out Renegade Jonas. Shout out Bound not responding to our DMs to join the pod. Shout out Formal for bailing, of course. And APG being here, hard carrying the Yap sessions as always. That's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for watching. Riley, play that outro music.
Wait, I want to say one thing.
Wait, he's got something to say.
I just want to say thank you guys again for all the support on the drop pods, the watch parties, everything. We really appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys tune into Nick's Elden Ring stream leading up into the event. Make sure you guys check out OpTic Halo scrims on Twitch leading up to, until the event too. They have a scrim for Shopify today. It's a big scrim. And yeah, just thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for all the love. We can't thank you guys enough, for real. I sound like a broken record, but Nick and I also, we will be taking the watch party on the road for the first time at SLC. It is a very big milestone.
Should have a nice little spot too.
Yeah, we do have, I think we're back in our original spot right next to the main stage. So shout out to SSG and OpTic for that and getting that situated. But yeah, taking it one event at a time. This all started from a text from Nick, and I'm just extremely happy to see what it's kind of blossomed into. So we also are trying to plan a campaign, a Halo campaign marathon after Salt Lake. We talked about it the last pod, but just saying it again. So be on the lookout for that in August. And yeah, thank you guys so much, and hope you guys have a great day.
Riley, play the outro music.